Hey, how's it going? My name's Jib, and this week, instead of showing off my custom Galvatron, I'm gonna edge you guys out a bit more and save them for next week in favor of keeping up with last week's trend of figures with ugly color schemes. Cause now, I bring you Transformers Legacy G2 Jaus. But before we begin, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting if you like what I do. Anyways, I've been wanting to pick this guy up ever since he came out, along with some other Legacy figures, but my silly ass kept forgetting. Until I saw him on eBay the other day for 13 bucks, complete, including taxes, so I had to get him. And holy shit, he's amazing. Cause initially when I saw him price drop several times, I kind of imagined it was because of him not being a good figure. But now having him in hand, I still have no clue who G2 Jaus is, but oh my god do I love this figure. Cause starting off with the painting and sculpting on the figure, words can't describe how hideous of a design this is. But to me, that lack of self-awareness from the design kind of adds to the charm of the design as a whole. As thankfully for all 5 Jhiaxus fans out there, this figure is insanely accurate to the G2 comics, which I haven't read yet, but I've heard a little about, and from the sounds of it, this version of Jhiaxus here is a cold-blooded, space-conquering tyrant that can go toe-to-toe with other great warriors like Optimus Prime and Megatron. Unlike his more modern incarnations, which have him doing more lame pussy shit like science and terraforming. Cause comparing this figure to the old artwork, he beautifully or hideously, depending on who you ask, captures the look from the comics, whether you look at him from the front, the back, the sides, and any angle, cause he just looks perfect. Down to the smushed face and puckered up lips, to the grotesque looking exposed wires and robo-veins found on the shins, to more obviously the color layout of a ghastly white, highlighter yellow, and basic green and red. Cause everything about this design screams bloodthirsty edgelord, even his accessories and gimmicks. Cause he has these 2 guns right here, one of them befitting of the design and character, meanwhile the other one looks a bit more laughable but is still a fine inclusion. And as for gimmicks, that's right, he's got gimmicks. He's got this little piece right here on his shoulder that detaches and stores on the end of his gun, with the rest of the shoulder section hiding away neatly like that, giving you options which are nice to have. And as for storage for these murder machines, they actually have a couple places they can go, but personally I like how they look right back here. Now the articulation here caught me by surprise, cause it's definitely something to behold on this figure, cause he has a ball-jointed head with a satisfactory amount of range, unlimited universals at the shoulders going out, back, and to the front, bicep swivel, more than 90-degree bend at the elbows, wrist swivel with pinned fingers, which is breathtaking to see at this price point, waist swivel, and universals at the legs, which are incredibly designed and genius in execution. Love how that looks. Thigh swivel, more than 90 degrees on the knees, and lastly a pivot and tilt at the foot. Now to be honest, I was not expecting this level of articulation on a mainline figure, let alone on a G2 Jaus, so you can definitely color me impressed. But if you're not impressed with this level of articulation, then I hate to break it to you, this is the best it's ever gonna get. So if you want figures with incredible articulation, either stop collecting Transformers and start getting figures from Revoltech's amazing Yamaguchi line, or just go the third-party route, which is a path of never-ending debt alongside a crippling depression from knowing this debt will never stop dragging you down as long as you love this hobby. But hey, look at the bright side, super articulated transforming Optimus Prime. Anyways, how about some size comparisons? Cause here he is with my last review, which go check it out if you haven't. Flame Toys Leo Prime, my custom Desperado, and some other of my IDW figures, which like, share, comment, and subscribe if you want to see me review them. But now it's time for the transformation, which is actually pretty cool, with some of the ideas and execution like the legs compressing and the tail fins folding out being done really well, with the added bonus that everything tabs in nicely and has a clear set of steps. But my biggest issue has to be the result, which is nothing short of underwhelming. Because I get that it's semi-G2 accurate, but this is trash. Personally, I wouldn't have minded if they decided to take some creative liberties here, because while the robot mode wore these disgusting colors with pride and confidence, the alt mode doesn't even try to make them work. And it doesn't help that the designers kind of stopped caring here as well, because look at the arms down there. They aren't even trying to look cohesive with the alt mode. And don't get me started on these pathetic little wings that don't mesh with anything going on here, as well as that obtrusive eyesore of weapon storage. But you know what? I kind of find the unapologetic ugliness and blatant stupidity of design, as well as the lack of effort, admirable as it is charming. Cause in conclusion, Legacy G2 Jaus is a proud tribute to one of the most profoundly ugly designs in the Transformers franchise. But even then, I can't help but love it. So with that, I'll be seeing you next time. Thanks for watching. Okay, I promise next week I'm gonna show off the custom Galvatron. I'll stop teasing ya, I'm sorry. As for other upcoming news, I'm planning to do a little step-by-step of a custom figure. If you want to know who that figure is, then I don't know. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Otherwise, follow me on my Instagram or my Twitter. And I'll be seeing you next time. Bye-bye.